How it feel to be a dad, how it feel to be a man. You provide by any means, and we sticking to the plan. Yeah, I do this for my seed. Come and listen, come and see. Remember it was just me, now it's all about me. Lead by example, this for my child, I swear that I got you for life. Went from the court to talking about buckets, now we talking Pampers and wipes. I really love this though, look at you and get inspired. You the fuel to my fire. Come here, let me change your diaper dash.
Yo, what is good? This is your boy GQ.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Boog, and welcome back to Diaper Dads Podcast. Hello, world. GQ, what's poppin', baby?
Ain't nothing, man. We in the building. It's been a good week. As you guys know, I coach high school basketball, so regional champs, man, on the way to states. So it's been a good week, man. It's March, February, it's over now. Weather's getting better. Niggas ain't wearing masks no more. It's getting real out here, man.
Yeah. Hopefully that's the last time we got to experience that shit. But it's been the weather's still. Everybody, I'll give you my little update. The weather's still shitty. It's March. It snowed this morning.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just
not bad snow though, right?
No. But it's to the point now where it's like depressing. When you wake up and it's just fucking snowy, right? You're just like, yo, this shit got to end at some point. Like, I can't deal with this shit much longer. What else? Oh, yo, I've been on my fitness shit lately. So I told you about my boxing boxing excursion that I've been on. Yo, I dropped 6 pounds in like 3 weeks. So
yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm in there. Today I did my first 2 a day. I hit 2 classes today. Hands damn near swollen. But that shit don't stop me. So I'm gonna go back again tomorrow and just
stay
on that grind, baby.
You got a goal of like how much weight you want to lose or the weight you want to get to?
Bro, I no bullshit, bro. I swear on everything I love. I want to get down to 220. 225.
It's doable.
Oh, it's very doable. I just got to get my big ass up and moving again. That's what it is. The key is that I would go work out and then I would come home and then I go back. I'm at home, so I work here. I do everything else, so I'm just chilling. So I'm not like very active. So I'm trying to be more a little proactive with the kids, get up and move around a lot more. But yeah, it was real cool to step on that scale today. Finally see this hard work starting to pay off. So I'm gonna stay on this track. So I figure by summertime when it gets real nice out, that dad bod shit is gonna be out the window. I'm gonna have my shoulders gonna be looking like fucking GQ. I'm gonna be all Brody and shit. You feel me?
funny thing ever, man. Just us talking about, our bodies and keeping up in shape. One of my mans, I ain't gonna say his name, but I always see him in the gym. And today I was in the gym early today because I usually go early now because of basketball. So I'm in there. He sees me. Then I get in the locker room. I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? He's like, man, let me tell you. He said, man, when I was on my way to the gym, I was hoping I didn't see you. And then I saw you. Because, every time I see him, man, I'm on him. So I asked him, I said, yo, what's up with the weight? First thing he tell me, he said, man, the kids. I said, listen, man, I want to hear shit about the kids, man.
That's out the window now, bro.
I don't want to hear nothing about the kids. He just had another kid, too. So he got a young boy, and then they just had another one. So he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I know. I knew you was going to say that. He said, yeah, man, I've been eating better. I said, hey, bro, listen, I ain't saying you got to starve yourself. Eat what you want to eat. But listen, man, you got to take care of your body. But he said, hey, he killed me every time he say something. He rub his stomach. He said, yeah, man. Right, man. I've been eating good, man. I gotta get ready because I'm going on some vacations. I stopped him again. Say, yo, bro, don't get right because you're going on a vacation, bro. Don't.
Nah.
Yo, do it for yourself, man. It's a lifestyle. It ain't a diet, man.
Yeah, no, I literally. That's the thing is that like I used to be one of those. It's because of the kids. Like it's just, but I had to quickly find my niche and like what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to try out boxing, so I stayed true to myself with that. So we kind of like been riding that wave lately. I haven't even touched the basketball in so long because I'm just so focused on getting my body right. But I know I still got that. I still got that clip on me, so I ain't really worried about that. That's something. That's like riding a fucking bike. You feel me? So I still got that shit. So I'm just really like out here trying to focus on just my physique and just making sure I'm getting back right. Especially
man.
coming out of this pandemic and shit.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what really fucked me up. So,
Yes, sir.
but you know, we back. Like I said, 6 pounds down in 3 weeks. Shit, I can't complain.
Hey, man, I love it, man. And for everyone that's listening and watching, you know, I'm a big advocate about just taking care of your body, man. Like, you know, obviously always hooping, but like, yo, really this pandemic made me really just like dig deep and be like, yo, listen, I'm about to really like tune in on this shit, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm really about to tune in. Like, I really take this shit seriously. And like I was telling my buddy Marcus, you know, I go to the gym every day, Monday through Thursdays and then Saturdays. And the way I look at it is I'm not trying to kill myself every day, right? But as long as I'm just putting in that consistent work and just maintaining it, that's all it is, yo. That's really it. You know what I mean?
It's that 1%. It's that 1%, that half of a percent. Whatever you can get in for the day, just get it in. I mean, you ain't gonna see it today, but it'll add up down the line.
Exactly. Other than that, man, how the kids? Everybody else good, man?
Everybody, man, we solid around here, dog. You know, try to stay sound around here as much as possible, as best as possible.
Yes,
how about
sir.
you? Everything good?
Everything good, man. Me and Jasmine went out the other day for the first time in a while.
Refreshing,
good. Nova stayed overnight at my sister's. So you already know I was that was good. That was a good, nice little. I'm about to go out tomorrow.
Okay.
For one of my homegirls' birthday. Hopefully I make it. I don't even know if I'm gonna make the dinner, yo, because we got a game at 7. So we'll see how that goes. But shit, let's tune in to what's popping off this week. I wanted to talk about this Kanye documentary. I know I told y'all I was going to be done with Kanye. But I love this documentary so much. And sometimes it gets me a little bit emotional. And the times that always gets me emotional is when I'm watching Kanye and his mom all the time, yo. I be in my feelings. I be like, yo, I love this shit. I love seeing a mother, even if it was his father, whatever. I just love seeing parents really just support their kids. You know, the same way my parents would support me, same way your parents support you. But it's just something different about Donna, man. It was something, I don't know, man.
She did it, but the way she pushed Kanye was in a different way. And I think it's the reason why it strikes a nerve with you is because as parents, when we think of pushing our kids, is like, for instance, that whole situation with Roland. Forgive me if I mess his name up, but it was like one of those situations where it's like they're afraid to do something, and it's like, you know, you've seen the other side, and you're like, nah, you keep going. But this, it was like more so, it was never a moment of pushing him in an uncomfortable place, but it was just taking for where he was at the moment and pushing those buttons, right? To like, hey, have you thought about this? And it was more so like in a positive light. But I think that because as parents, we just naturally want to push our kids to be great and to uncomfortable levels. But sometimes you just really got to fuck with them at the level they're at. Like Kanye, when he was a producer, he wanted to produce it. He was writing rhymes. He showed his mother, and she saw that he was putting the work in, and she just rode that wave with him. That was the dope part about the whole about their interactions throughout the documentary.
Yeah, man. Like, you're so right on that. She definitely just poked him and just kind of supported him in the areas that he wanted to do. And for some people that haven't, you know, watched the documentary, obviously it's a 3-part documentary of Kanye, and just like a glimpse of his life, his upcoming, of him being a superstar and a genius and, you know, the rock star that he is. But within that, it kind of shows, you know, a relationship between him and his mother, and I really just wanted to touch on this type of syndrome that I got from one of my homegirls. She talked about it one day. I wasn't too familiar with it, but shout out to the girls on The Thing Is. The Thing Is, right? Mandy and Bridget Kelly. I love them. I love that podcast. One of my favorite. The Thing Is. My apologies. But they were talking about imposter syndrome, right? And for individuals that don't know what that is, just a brief definition: doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. So basically, whatever ability or skill that you have, kind of doubting it, and at the same time believing that it's not true, like you're a fraud, or like you don't have the ability to do it. Just somewhat doubting yourself.
Yeah.
And I wanted to dive deep on that just because, just like those ladies talked about on their podcast, and I saw too, is that Kanye never suffered from that, right? He never suffered from that. For anyone that has watched that documentary, it's not one time Kanye doubted himself, right? And I really wanted to dive deep because it gets to a certain point to where, as fathers and as men, I feel like sometimes we kind of suffer from that, right?
Yeah.
We suffer from doubting ourselves, believing that we're a fraud. I know you have a couple examples of sometimes where you said, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this shit, and you doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the crazy part about this whole shit, bro. This whole fucking wild part of life. Like, for those who do decide to have kids, this is uncharted territory that you've never been a part of. This is your first time having kids, and which this is more geared towards more so of that than it is to those fathers who've been down this road before. Because the initiation into parenthood is completely different than it is after you have your first one. You're like, cool, I kind of know what to expect, even though it's a different child. But with that being said, yeah, no, for sure. There's moments like a couple weeks ago, I took the twins out to gymnastics by myself, and I had the whole fit on. I tell you about this shit all the time. I had the whole shit on. I was looking clean. I was looking like a pure dad. I had the earrings, and I was looking clean, all black. I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this shit. But it's like when you catch yourself in those moments, and when I catch myself in those moments, I get emotional about it because this is a part of life. This is a unscathed part of life that I've never touched before and I've never done. And the fact that I'm able to do it, it's kind of like one of those, I can hang my hat on that. You know what I mean? I can, you know what I'm saying? Check that off my list and build on that foundation. So when I do bigger and better things and I'm like, damn, I did that. Cool. Let's build on that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep trying to rise to the occasion. Because at the end of the day, with parenthood, bro, it's just like, it's a craft. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep getting better. Same thing with anything in life. You just got to keep better. But the thing about it is that when you put yourself in, when it comes to this imposter syndrome, when you put yourself around people who aren't like-minded, it's very hard. It's very easy for you to slip and fall into that versus coming out of it. A lot of people do come out of it. For instance, Kanye. Like, it may not have been with parenthood, but when they was like, nah, bro, just stick to beats. Like, nah, you're not a rapper, bro. You gonna give me that beat for free, right? We gonna slide that? No, I'm not. He's like, no, you gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have easily fell and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just a producer. But his mind was so far out there that it was just like, not even, I wouldn't say out there, but just he was already in the direction he wanted to take himself, that it was just like he was lost in what he could become. You see what I'm saying?
And I also wanted to touch on like how important or how much influence does a parent have on you to basically believe in yourself, right? So we talked about earlier, just briefly, talked about Danya West and the ability she had to basically inspire Kanye,
right?
Really just inspire him. And I want to just take a little time to just talk about, like, as a father, or just as a parent too, how important it is to, basically be there for our kids, encourage them, believe in them, kind of push them into the avenues that we we believe they will be successful in, but at the same time, just supporting them at any aspect. You know what I mean?
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, is that like we can't. I mean, we. So oftentimes the position we've had this conversation before. Sometimes the position we put them in, like positions that we put them in, we think they'll succeed in, they might not, because they naturally going to gravitate to what they want to gravitate towards. As long as it's nothing malicious, ill, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, as long as it's with a good, clear mind of what you're trying to do, sure. But it's just about, it's not about what it's a small part of it's a small sliver of it is about what they do, right? So it goes back to like, is it something that with a clear conscience, they'll never wake up another day in their life saying, "Oh, I wish I'd never done that," or "I wish," you know what I'm saying, or "I why am I doing this," or like, you know what I'm saying. But if it's that, like for instance, if it's something I've never had experience in. Today, we were at the doctor's, and this is just kind of like a broad example, but the doctor was talking about the twins. She was saying that they're going to be kind of on the taller side. Like Cassie might be real tall. She might want to play basketball or soccer. And the doctor brought up something. Ashley's like, "Well, I'm not into it." But she was like, "Well, she's like, "Well, she's going to make you be into it." And Ashley's like, "You know what? And you're damn right." And Ashley was on something like, "You're damn right. I'm going to be into it." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Get in their world. And then once you hone in on once you figure out what they like, now it's your job to kind of research and try to figure out how you can help them. At least with technically, like support wise, like emotions and shit like that, you're already gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the best. I tell Bo all the time now, like if I just stop him from playing and just be like, "Bro, I'm proud of you." You know what I'm saying? Just, he doesn't understand it now, but it's just about conditioning. It's not so much more for him. It's about so much more for me, because I'm conditioning myself to give off those positive vibes, those positive affirmations. You know what I'm saying? To let him know that he's still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
I think that's great. Just to have that atmosphere with him, that feeling, that energy. You always saying that eventually he's going to pick up on it, and it's going to be natural to him too. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
I think that's great. But I'm a firm believer in that, man. I'm a firm believer in everything that you talked about, just supporting them in every aspect, in every avenue. One of my favorite, stories is, I used to date this girl a while back. Rest in peace to her father. But, he never was a softball player, right? But because she was into softball, he made it his duty to know what he got to know.
Figure it out.
You know what I mean? And I love that. Like, I just be thinking about that shit all the time, like with Nova. Like, I'm not a lacrosse player. I'm not a softball player neither. And I'm not a big soccer player. My dad is. But those are actually the three sports that, like, I want Nova to really dive deep into. You know what I mean? If basketball comes, basketball comes. I'm not really worried about basketball because I'm a basketball guy. And, that'd be easy if she does love, because I'm going to be there to train her, this, that, and the third. But just to be and just think about her playing softball and lacrosse, and me just, like, diving deep into that sport just to support her. You know what I mean?
Not even knowing what the fuck is going on. But you there, though. You're going to be in the front row. You're going to be yelling the name out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be doing all the, you know what I'm saying? All the good shit. And that's what it's all about, bro, is the fact that you can really, and that's what makes you, I think that's what attributes to you being a solid, well-rounded parent, is to be able to get, when your kids are at that age, right? When they are we're trying to figure out what we like in life. We go through that phase from literally about the end of elementary school all the way to you're about 22. Because when you graduate college, like some people like myself, I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do, but my mom was over there to support me. And then, that's what makes you well-rounded, because now you're putting yourself in once again, you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation because you don't know what to expect, right? Like, for a long time, bro, I was like, Bo and this dude, when Ashley was trying to sign Bo for gymnastics, I was like, no, we not doing that. My son's not doing that. I was like, no. But I had to take a step back. so I had to do my research on it and why gymnastics, the sport itself, is good for a 2-year-old, because it works on coordination, it works on balance, it works on your athletic skills, and it's not so much more of like my son running around in a leotard like hanging off of shit, like nothing like that. It's more so of just like, you remember how PE class was? They used to set like little jungle gym courses and shit like that. It's more so of that and like just having natural fun.
Yeah. I love that shit.
I wasn't like,
I love that shit, bro. That's how
I know, but it's just something about when at the beginning you get asked. Next time you see Ashley, ask her, because she was like, "Why can't we?" I was like, "No, I'll put him in some. I'll find something else for him to do." I was like, gonna put him in some like nature's course, like fucking like 20, 30 minutes away from the crib. I was not letting him do that, bro.
I agree with you. I don't know if I would put my son in gymnastics
initially.
At first, off the jump,
but then off the cuff, I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yo, you're out of your rabbit ass mind. You think I'm signing him up for that?" But after I called, so what I did was I called the place. I'm like, "Yo, listen, what is the deal?" Like, I'm my son's sisters signed up. Like, what entails in this gymnastics course and this gymnastics class? And they're like, it's just they break up into small groups and they do like little like climbing activities, walk on a balance beam, hold on, have themselves hanging in the air, then jump into like a foam pit. So she was like, it's not necessarily geared towards like Simone Biles and shit like that. Yeah. It's more so of just like having fun, working on coordination and shit like that. So all right, okay, let's give this shit a try. And yo, we signed it. This is the second tour around doing that shit. Until he gets older, and then I'm gonna put him in other sports. Like we do soccer. He's been in soccer. I'm gonna put him in like t-ball. Put him in basketball. Probably won't do football. I don't even think I will be able to, because I don't think Ash can handle that. Even though he walks around his joint. Football. I'm like, bro, listen. I don't know. That's a touchy subject, but yeah,
a lot of people are getting away from football. A lot of people.
Yeah. So they're starting to see the after effects of that shit. So
yeah.
Yeah, so, but, you know, whatever, at the end of the day, like, cool, you want to do it? Let's go do it. If you want to be a brainiac and you want to be in fucking debates, I'm going to be the best fucking fan you ever had. Like, I don't care. I never was a debate. I never liked debates or anything educational like of that nature, so. But, yeah, like, bro.
Listen, you still haven't watched, Richard, have you?
No, I haven't. I've been so fucking... Bro. I need to watch it.
On that, yo.
All right, I'm gonna jump on it this weekend. I keep fucking up. I fucked up.
Yes, because we were supposed to have a topic. We were supposed to have a topic and everything about that shit.
We're gonna have a topic on that movie. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'll do my due diligence. I'm gonna watch this shit this weekend.
But
bro, we've been ripping and running. I've been ripping and running.
But that's like the same example. Like I don't think he was a tennis player. You know what I mean? But
he was either.
He was on that grind to be like, yo, nah, like. These girls got like talent. He would tell them all the time, like, yo, you're the best. Like, he videotaped them, like, yo, my name is Serena Williams. I'm Venus Williams. You know,
and you know what it is? And you know what it is? Because hard work is hard work at the end of the day, no matter what it is. Like, you're going to have to push yourself to like past above average. You don't have to do things you never thought you'd be able to do. But hard work, that's one component that'll never change. Hard, like at the end of the day, like if you didn't take anything from me, like I'm a hard worker. You know what I mean? When it comes to something, I got to be the best. I got to, you know what I mean? I got to figure it out. I could do it on my own. Yeah. That's something you can never take from somebody, right? And that's just kind of like something that's conditioned when it comes to everything. Like even when I see the twins give up, like get frustrated with a toy, like no, we're gonna sit there, we're gonna figure it out. Let's go. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. You know what I'm saying? All those positive things. But yeah, nah, bro, bro, parenthood is not, everybody's like, yeah, my son's going to play basketball. My daughter's going to do this. I'm like, bro, your son was supposed to play basketball is going to be a nerd. He's going to go to Yale. Your daughter, who said she was going to be, said she's going to be a dancer. She's going to go play softball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you just never know, bro. They have minds of their own.
Do you think like really instilling those kind of stuff early though kind of will make them take that path? Right? So like you're saying, I'm just saying like, he's saying like, yo, my daughter's going to be a dancer. They're putting her in dancing classes all the time. Do you think that helps them gears her towards wanting to be a dancer? or is she automatically gonna basically turn the corner if she wants to be a softball player? Like it's just gonna be something like naturally.
Could be. She could, anything, bro. Anything can happen. She could literally wake up. Yo, I went to college to be a fucking FBI agent. I went and got my criminal justice degree, and the day I graduated, I changed my mind. I graduated.
That's a little bit different.
I know it's a little bit different. But what I'm saying is, though, you could wake up any day and just think of something new and try to, in a sense of just, maybe she wants to do something new. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have this, and it just was around me. Like, my mom's works for U.S. Marshals. Like, I just thought I was always around it, so I thought that's what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
And that's really true. That's what I was trying to take it. Like, you don't always, I mean, shit, sometimes we're around a bunch of stuff and we do it for a while, and say good shit comes to an end at some point. But back to this imposter syndrome, because now we kind of like we went a little too far left on it. And the initial question was, does it play a role affecting you about like the crowd you're like? Can it affect you to do the?
That was going to be like go ahead, because I had another question. The first one was just basically about like, yo, does our parents' involvement in the things they do, you know, basically affect us from not having that syndrome, right? And and that's what we were talking about, you know, like, yo, okay, stealing, doing what you got to do for them. So we just talked about that. The next question I had was, how does our friends and the crowd that we're around impact us to be who we are and believe in the things that we want to believe, right?
So I'm gonna count.
Cootie, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish what you're saying, because I'm gonna counter your question, but I'm gonna let you get that thought off.
Because I was talking about Cootie. So once again, individuals that don't know, Cootie is one of Kanye's good friend that actually took the time, right, to stop everything he was doing to film Kanye, because he believed in Kanye. He knew that Kanye was going to be Kanye, a.k.a. Ye. He knew that. And throughout the documentary, he says that shit all the time. He's like, he just got the coolest ass voice too. He's like, at that time, I just had to put down everything I had and just go see Kanye in New York. So I wanted to bring that up because, you know, he was good friends with Kanye, and just having that vibe around him and Kanye, I think that also helped Kanye push himself and believe in what he believed in, because Kanye actually said it when he was in the studio with Jay-Z, or no, he was in the studio with P. Diddy, right? He was like, yo, motherfuckers be asking me. He was like, motherfuckers be always asking me, like, why I got this person and that person around me. Like, he'd be like, yo, because them niggas believe in me, and like the vibe just be right. He was like, yo, I'm gonna have them niggas around, you know what I mean? Like, they believe in me, you know what I mean? And I think obviously we have the parent aspect, right, that instilled that, you know, the belief and that encouragement and the inspiration for Kanye at a young age. But as you get older, you kind of you gravitate towards that, right? Just like how you are right now, or when you're in college, you get to a certain place in your life where, all right, mom, I'm gone. All right, dad, like I'm going to the next step in my life, right? And most of the time, it's about the individuals around you, right? And they can have a good effect on you. They can have a bad effect on you. And I just think in that whole situation with Kanye, man, everyone that he brought around him, no one doubted him, right? The only people that were really doubting him was Rockefeller, right? Yeah. They didn't believe he necessarily didn't really believe in Kanye that much. But everyone that Kanye put around him, they believed in him, man. They saw something in him. And that's what I wanted to ask. Like, do friends play a big role on, you know, you being who you are? You know, not having an imposter syndrome.
Well, you naturally gravitate, because then I was going to counter your question, because the reason I was going to counter your question, because it revolves in it's the same thing in parenthood.
Counter, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
We'll get on. We'll get to that next, but I had a comment. Oh, you naturally, but you already you naturally gravitate yourself towards those of the same mindset, right? When I say the same mindset, like first of all, like when it comes to kid, what I'm saying, like as far as like, well, I guess I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, not
Because what I'm
always.
saying,
I've been around a lot of niggas, a lot of friends that, yo, they don't have the same mindset, but yo, we grew up together, niggas play ball together.
and I think
We,
that's where and that's where I'm talking at right there. I'm gonna start right there. Is like we naturally gravitate towards people who like the same things we like, and then we kind of like figure it out from there, right? Because then
yeah,
that's when you start realizing like who you want to keep around, like your crew. You know what I'm saying? Like I only like right now, like even if me being away, like I only contact a certain amount of people every time I touch back home in Maryland. If I go to San Diego, I know I can hit up you know what I'm saying? Like I got there's only even when not even like even everybody else that I work with out there, I won't contact everybody, but there's a few like good souls out there that I'll contact, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's all about, and that's how like your friend group shrink because you start filtering out motherfuckers, you start seeing real shit about certain people. And then I wanted to touch on this from a parent's perspective because it kind of correlates off of the episode we dropped 2 episodes ago with the whole Odell Beckham situation, right? And when it came down to him playing in the game, missing out on the childbirth, blah blah blah, you can only have that conversation with only certain people. Like so, how it plays in with the imposter syndrome is that like you're talking to somebody they wouldn't understand, right? So you had to put yourself in a place to where you could have that conversation. Not to say they don't know, they only know a certain amount. They can't tell you what it's like to be on the other side. They can't tell you what it's like to have somebody pregnant. Like, oh shit, she's ready to pop any day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
so it kind of like it's that mindset where you either, like I said, you can easily slip up, or you can easily just go against the grain. Like, oh wait, that's not right.
Nah, you're totally right. And having the right friends around you, right, can impact you in some ways that you never believed, right? Because like I thought you were gonna say, like having certain friends, when you go back to the Odell situation, they can influence you not to be at the birth of your child.
Yeah.
Like, nah, yo, you good, yo, you gotta play in this shit, man. You gotta play in this shit. And it's like, oh man, like I don't even know where to start with that. I don't even want to go down.
Yeah, we not gonna get into it, but the thing about it is that you can easily slip up into it. We're agreeing on that. And then it's also just like you filter your conversations for certain people. Like I wouldn't talk to a motherfucker. I wouldn't talk to a motherfucker about the Chinese when he knows the Hispanic, you know what I mean, culture. Like I wouldn't do that. Like you just wouldn't do it. I know it's a terrible fucking example, but you wouldn't just do that. So I'm not gonna have a conversation with somebody about changing a shitty diaper at 2:30 in the morning unless might have been in that situation. Yeah. Like for you, like when me and you, like when because our kids are so close in age, you're like, yo, 3 months is gonna get better. 6 months, shit was not changing, but you could relate to me. You got that focus of like parenthood.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask Obi, yo, what is it like to not sleep from a child, from another human being, not going out party? You see what I'm saying? Like it's a different. You're just not, and that's no knock to them. They're just not in that stage in their life. When they get to that stage in their life, then it's like we become the OGs, right? And they're like, yo, what is it? Yo, how does this happen? Like, what the fuck do you do?
Y'all the OGs, man.
That's just the funniest thing, though. When you find out somebody else is having a kid, you be like, I hope it's good for you, bro. Like, I just hope it's all right.
I think about that every time, like when niggas is getting married and when niggas about to have a kid, I just be thinking like, yo. But then I also say, I was like, yo, everyone has a different experience, man. You know?
Oh yeah,
I mean?
yeah. That's just
I always tell niggas, I'm like, yo, kids change everything, yo. Always. No, I don't
always.
Care. I don't care what's going on. Like, always change everything. Like. You could anything, like just look, niggas, the baby and Delilah, whatever her name is, I don't give a fuck. Like they multi-millionaires. Shit just not good no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit ain't the same, you know?
It's
just
not
like
the same.
You know, just like, you know, some of the songs, one of my favorite songs, man, Kanye, is let me see if I can get it. One of my favorite songs of Kanye is Lord, I Need You, right? he
Yeah.
just talks about like how him and Kim, man, back in the day, like, you know, they used to be like together, you know what I mean? Like,
He said, yo, you said, I was thinking about a song. He said, yo, you said, when the Walgreens, he said, you said you
yeah,
spent 2 hours at Walgreens. He's like, when that shit turned to Palm Springs. I was like, damn.
yeah. You know that we used to
Yeah,
still get the Freaknik in mom jeans and dad shoes. You know what I mean? Like, you
yeah.
know, just thinking about that joint. You know, that joint always get me right, man. I just be thinking, man, like, yo, you know, once you get kids, man, shit just be changing.
Yeah.
Things kind of, you know, go this way, and it's on us to really adapt and adjust and you know, make things right or make things better for our situation.
Or try to make things. Don't think you always make things right, because sometimes you just can't. You
Yeah,
know,
sometimes you can, but
you can't.
if you got two individuals on the same, like, I think that's the biggest thing too, right? If you got two motherfuckers on the same wavelength, same level, then you know, you could definitely make things different. But I think what always happens is one person is here, one person is there, and it's not really matching, right? So that's why sometimes things don't work. But I believe if, you know, one person has the good intentions to make things work, another person has good intentions to make things work, you know, most of the time it's going to work. You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah, but if it's the majority, it's not even the majority of the time, but yeah, let's just go with that. I'm gonna go with that. Say the majority of the time, because a lot of times we are at different ways. We don't really know. I mean, we know our partners and things of that nature, but sometimes different situations call for different measures that you probably never seen before, which is totally
yeah,
fine. So if you're the person that's not stepping up to the occasion, it's not so much how can you make it right. It's more so of how can you make things better
mm-hmm.
and go from there. And not like there's not an easy solution in parenthood. So it's like, how can you make it better? How can I get you fell? Okay, I'm sorry. How can I make it better? Like the other day, for example. So behind all of my production shit that's set up right now, we have a climber for the kids, and they do this thing now where they jump off into the beanbag.
Hey,
Yeah, they just being dangerous.
I love that shit, bro.
Oh my god, yo, Cassidy! I told Cassidy, and she told me she kept telling me to hold her hand, but I just like, no, you got it. I was like, no, you got this. Go, you got it. Yo, she went to jump and she slid all the way down, like on her ass. She just hit every ball, like boo, 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 boo. And she stood up and she looked at me like to see if I was gonna react, of course. And I was just like, no, you're fine. I started laughing. I didn't realize how bad that shit hurt because she was like, I don't know if no Rose ever did this shit, but she was like laughing and crying, and she was like, like she was trying so hard to mask it with a smile. I guess just my contagiousness of like being like positive about it. But I just was like, yo, I fucked up because she was telling me like, yo, hold my hand, and you didn't do it, and then I fell, so I had to you just can't always make it right, but you can always make it better. I was like, I had to really like love on her and let her know she was okay, but she was trying so hard, bro. She had this big ass smile on her face, and tears were running down her eyes. I was like, no, you're fine, you're fine. No, she was not fine, bro. Sometimes you just gotta make it right, man. I mean, make it better. This is funny. Man. Yeah, man. You know, at the end of the day, if you can take anything from this lesson, take this. Try to surround yourself with those who are like-minded, those who have kids. I mean, not say you disregard your friends who are single and things of that nature, because those still the homies. Like we still very cool with the homies. Like that's great. But when it comes to start building I wouldn't say situational friends like you're cutting people out, but start building your circle for those friends that you could go to when it comes to similar problems that you both are facing, right? So, like for instance, me and GQ, both our partners got pregnant around the same time. Like so we were we were already on the same journey. I have friends who have kids who are 7, 8, 11 years old at this point, but they probably don't remember what it's like when they're going through it, right? Because they just like, that shit was crazy.
Nah, they remember, yo. I know a lot of people remember that shit. Because, yo, that's an experience you don't never forget, man. You don't never forget that shit, bro. Come on, man. There's not too many niggas that forget, like, yo, damn, I didn't sleep, or damn, I had to do this night
Oh
parent.
nah, you're right. I don't remember. That's why I'm scarred. I'm done. I'm having no more. Told Ashley. Ashley's like, we have one more. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'll give her. I give nothing's ever.
Would you have another kid?
Yo, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. Not everything's 100% foolproof in life. All right, let's just get that out the way. So I was just like, yo, I'm like 99%. Like, I'm done. I've told her this before, so this ain't nothing new. It's just this experience, bro. It put me in it pushed me to my limits. It put me through a different experience that I only want to do once. And maybe it may be easier if I had another child, but I don't want to risk that. And then I fuck around and have twins again, because you know how many times motherfuckers who had multiples the first time, they had multiples again, and they had multiples again, thinking it's gonna be no. I'm not doing all that.
Yo, 4 kids. Oh my god.
Yo, you would not believe it. Yo, I think it's like after you have your first set of multiples, the chances of you having multiples again like increases by like 50% or some shit, wild shit like that. You're like 40 to 50%. So exactly. So no, thank you. No, I don't want to do this again. I love my 2. Like, don't get it twisted. I love my kids to death. Like, I just want what I got now, and I just want to build on what I have. Because if I add 2 more, I'm gonna have to start selling drugs at some point.
I tell you, having 4 kids, man.
Sometimes I get an urge. I get a little urge where it's like, maybe I could do it again. Like a little urge, like, maybe I can have another child.
It just be like, to have 3.
Yeah. But then it's like the other mind, like other part of my brain is like, bro, you can easily do this shit again, bro. Like you can easily be motherfucking Mr. Van Dam. Nah,
that's a lot, yo. Even when I be thinking about having another one, I'm like, man. That's a lot.
It really ain't though. It's not. It's not, bro. It's
Well, I think because one of my coaches, he was like, it's like it's a little bit easier to have 2, because then whenever something goes on, you can always be like, yo, just go play with your sister or your brother.
Yeah,
you know?
like now, but the thing about it is though, what they don't tell you is that doesn't happen right away. Like these 2 still don't play with each other. They rarely play with each other. But that's because I think it's because I have a boy and a girl. Like she wants to do Barbies, he wants to go play with trucks. So if I had 2 girls, maybe it'd be different. They can go sit down and be like, sometimes I catch them just randomly playing, and I don't even know what they're doing as long as they're not hurting each other. And I just let them play, and I just sit there. I watch.
Hide and go seek.
Bro, all we do is jump off of shit and play hide and go seek around this house all the time.
I thought like them 2, like hide and go seek.
Oh no, I have to play. They force me to play with them.
Gotcha.
They're very particular about certain, but they'll do like it's funny because like now they'll like tell each other what to do. Like, no, we need to go this way, or like follow me. Like, come on, Cass, come here. That's Bo's favorite shit. Come here, Cass. Come here, like, or like Cass will tell him no. Like she'll get real firm with him, and he'll listen. It's the craziest experience when they start playing with each other because they really don't know how to communicate to each other, but they know how to communicate. Like they know, like when they're playing, they don't have to say much because now like they talk through me. So like if I tell Bo go get Cassidy, or tell Bo to do something, and I'll have Cassidy tell Bo to do something. She'll look at me, tell me. I'm like, no, tell him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remove me out of it so they can have the conversation together. And it's starting to work a little bit.
Gotcha. They're only 2 years old.
Yeah, they're only 2 years old at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, though, is that I know people always say, and I hate when people say that shit because I know that they're 2, but I just don't put any limitations on just because they're 2. That doesn't mean they can't comprehend what I'm saying. Because like my 2-year-old son is smarter than a lot of like 4 or 5-year-olds. I'm almost positive.
Not true, but the way their brain is comprehending and developing, it's not at a level that like is understanding as like a 4 or 5-year-old. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
so,
I'm not asking them to understand it.
I know you know that, but I'm just saying like that's the reason why people say that. Like they're saying it because they're like, yo, their brain isn't like fully developed to actually comprehend some of the things that you're saying. So like it's just normal for people to be like, well, they're only 2 years old, or they're only like 1 year old.
I hate that phrase.
It's like the same thing for like a 1-year-old, like fucking going to go pick something up. Like, I'll be looking at videos. I'm like, yo, damn, yo, Nova didn't even know what the fuck was going on at one, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, I get the notion of.
And it's gonna probably be the same thing when I look back at like 3 and 4 years old. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
I fucking said this shit. Like, yo, nobody didn't know what the fuck was going on, and she couldn't.
Yeah, no, of course. No, I'm not saying that I need my kids to be out here just fully function like kids where they just don't really need to be relying on me. What I will say is though is that if I notice a pattern in your behavior and I see that you take tend to it, like if I can give you direction and you can do it, then I'm gonna open up your palate a little more and say, hey, you want something upstairs? Go get what you're looking for. I'll give you direction. Go upstairs and grab what you want and come back downstairs. And we're at that point now. They do it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't just throw noodles at the wall and hope something sticks. And if I see like a continuous pattern out of them, I just make sure I just take that and we just gonna build. Okay, cool. I know you know how to listen to me. I say, hey, pick that up. But what about when you need something? Oh, my truck's upstairs. Cool. Go upstairs. Go grab your truck. Come back downstairs to the basement. We can do that. So I just take whatever I can find, like little building block. Any moment, any chance I get to see where they've been doing something for a while, and I know then there's another step to it. We're gonna try to get there. Yeah, bro. It definitely was another one for the books. Good old Diaper Dad podcast, bro. We do this, yo. This is fluent to us at this rate, bro. We need to Spotify. Where's the deal?
Listen, for you guys that haven't watched the Kanye documentary, I highly suggest it. 3 parts, right? I don't think I watched the third one.
No, that joint came out Wednesday. Yeah, there's 3 parts. Came out yesterday.
Okay. All right, 3 parts, man. I highly suggest you guys just watch the first episode. Like, I'm still thinking about that shit, man. I was just fucking smiling like, yo, this nigga Kanye is legendary, man.
Yo, and it's crazy because like I don't fuck with this new Kanye. Like, not this new Kanye. I don't fuck with the Kanye he's become. And just everything he's doing is very outlandish as far as like,
yo, let me ask you this. I think I asked you last week, is it who he's become or is it this is how he's always been? Right? Is this actually like, cause like, yo, even I remember watching the third one right yesterday, just for a glimpse, but I remember Cootie saying this. He was like, yo, he went to go see Kanye. He was like, yo, he ain't seen Kanye in a while. And he was like, Kanye was like, yo, I'm playing a role. You remember that?
Yeah.
And he was like, Kanye was like, yo, the people think I'm this person. I'm about to show them who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
but he's been playing the role from the beginning because he was the one claiming this whole backpack rapping shit when he really wasn't about that life. This was back in the beginning. I don't know, but that wasn't on. I don't know if that was on the documentary or not. But
that was.
Listen, I don't think. Yeah, that was on Drink Champs. I don't think this the shit that he. I don't think this is not. No, I don't think this is him. I think what he's become. I think what I do think is that the experiences he's had up until this point, it can kind of shift you in life because it could fuck you up. It could fuck you up. One, God forbid, you lose your mother. We don't know how that feels, so that could easily fuck you up. That could fuck anybody up. To some, even at the slightest bit. So he's had these events like that's just pushing him, but I mean, he still has the same core values though, as far as like him being his innovation, as far as him being creative in both the fashion world and within music, his drive and the fact that he's not really one to let someone tell him that he can't do something. And that all falls back on his mother. You know what I'm saying? So now you put it in perspective. Now you got this man now who's used to his mother or his parent being in their ear, telling him how great they are, give him all these positive affirmations, to now all of a sudden you'll never hear from him again. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That could fuck somebody up tremendously.
Big time. Big time.
So I think what he's become, it's more so what he's become versus who he really is. And we kind of seen the transition of Kanye, like after she passed, we kind of saw like but he still kept the mind frame of
go ahead. You said he still kept the mind frame of what?
Just his work ethic and, like I said, his innovation skills as far as like within the within the
like you said earlier, hard work is always hard work. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
That ain't never going away. But I was always a firm believer. I always believed that Kanye changed after his mother died. Always, always. I always believed. I'm like, damn, man, like that nigga really just went off the deep end and just started wilding. Like, yo, Taylor Swift. I don't mean to cut you off, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of the year.
Who does this?
And I was just thinking to myself, it wasn't even an album or a song. This nigga Kanye was talking about a fucking music video. Hey, yo. Kanye Cheddar. Oh, man. Yo. This nigga, yo. Kanye.
Listen, if y'all haven't watched it, please go watch this documentary. I think it's a wonderful transition, but also if you look at it from a parent's perspective, we're going to get out here on that. But
one last one. Kanye really a wild one. So I'm going back and I'm listening to all the Kanye shit, right? I'm listening to Famous on the Life of Pablo.
Okay.
On that joint, he says, yo, I feel like me and Taylor Swift will still have sex. You know why? Because I made that bitch famous. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, this nigga Kanye really think he made Taylor Swift famous.
No,
you know
first of all,
this bitch is soul, yo.
Taylor Smith is Taylor Swift. God, I can't talk tonight. Is America's sweetheart. My boy, you think yo black ass made her famous? Get the fuck all the way the fuck out of here, dog. I'm sorry. Nah, it's just not that all her songs is her. She's doing hundreds of millions of everything. She could just breathe on the track. Her shit is going up. That's
going
just
up. Price going
she's
up.
Miss Global. Like she's like, and you are too. But that is different. It's different when it comes to Taylor. So that's crazy. You're just gonna sit and say that. Yeah.
Well, listen, guys. Hold on. One last thing before we go. And you don't got to answer it. Who's bigger, Kanye West or Taylor Swift? Globally. Okay, let's hit it. All right, baby.
Yeah, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this offline. But we about to set the whole world on fire. We keep talking about that shit. But listen, y'all. Welcome back. God, something's wrong with me and I can't do it. Thank you. I know. Well, welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Diaper Dad's podcast from your boy GQ and your boy Boog. We will catch you guys next week. Peace.